This week on The Real Housewives of Potomac.
On me. Shut up.
First of all, Karen,
Shut up.
I'm
Shut
not
up.
lying on you.
Don't with me, okay? Because you're a flipper, and I don't with flippers.
I'm not that kind of person. I'm really not.
Don't
Yeah,
cry.
she's not.
Yeah. Don't cry, Joe.
She's not.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 4. Let's get right into it. Okay, so this was a good episode. The women have arrived to North Carolina for their first little girls trip of the season. We see Karen and Mia in one of the cars. Mia is asking Karen questions regarding her DUI. Karen doesn't want to answer because she claims that this is still an ongoing case and whatnot. She does say, "I broke." And Mia says, "Oh, well, good for you, Karen, for admitting that you did F up that night." And Karen's like, "Oh, no, I didn't admit that I F'd up, but I can't talk about it until the process is over. And this will be a good time for me to see who are my real friends." This episode, I'm kind of starting to realize that maybe Karen was putting up all of this act because she wanted to stay out of jail. I don't know if that's what it is, but we need to talk about the arrest. Karen is also very upset because she found out that Jacqueline told the group that Karen had called her drunk one night. And then Mia shades Stacey. She says that Stacey is boring and that she doesn't really like the quote-unquote the girl next door personality. We see the other car, Kiana, Jassy, and Ashley. And Kriana and Jassy are talking about their relationships. Kriana also talks about her business. She runs like a spa, and she also works with her boyfriend. I really like that one of the things that she does is help people that are at school, so that's really nice. In the other car, it's Gizelle, Wendy, and Jacqueline. And Jacqueline wanted to bring up Karen's drunk phone call again, but Wendy was like, "Karen's not here to defend herself." Wendy also asks Gizelle if she's okay with Karen with the whole event thing, and Gizelle says that she does want to bring it up to her because it is bothering her. Wendy asked Gizelle to please bring it up today because the next day they're going to be celebrating her birthday, so she doesn't really want drama on her birthday, so she wants her to bring it up today. Wendy is chilling though because for the first time she ain't got no issues with nobody, but she does bring up that back at the airport she heard Jazzy made a comment saying that Jacqueline was Mia's sidekick, and Jacqueline is like, "I'm definitely not a sidekick, and there's no comparison between me and Jazzy." Okay. So they finally arrive at the house they're staying in. They were calling it Mia's Manor. For uh it's located at Lake Norman, and for Mia she says this is a very special place to her because this is where her and Ink moved when they were teenagers, when they were like about 19. They had just graduated and they lived there for a while. They're at a lake house with a pool. With the lake out there, they had a very large staff, chef, so it looked nice. They all really liked the place for sure. Gizelle and Karen, they got their own rooms with a bathroom they're gonna have to share. Ashley has her own room, as does Jazzy and Wendy too. Wendy's room was actually decorated with balloons and a big number 40. That was a really nice detail for her to have. And I love that every single one of the women, including Gizelle, were hyping her up and singing happy birthday to her. I feel like after seasons of her just going through it, she definitely deserves to have one where she is not. There is a room with bunk beds, and that one is for Stacey and Kriana. Kriana didn't like it at all. Jacqueline is gonna have to share a room, the same exact room, with Mia, and Jacqueline wasn't really feeling all that. After they all settled in, Stacey finally gets there because she was a little behind. She had some stuff to do, and they had a nice meal that the chef prepared. And Gizelle lets them know that the next morning she's actually gonna leave later this night because she's gonna have to be back home the next morning for some event with her daughters. But then she will be returning back. I wonder why she didn't just stay until that event. I don't know. So they're eating, and then Jacqueline brings up to Jassy, "Hey, I heard that the other ladies that you called me a sidekick." And Jacqueline says that she feels disrespected by this because sort of reducing her. She says, I am the full course, honey. I am giving steak and lobster. And then she starts getting up and says, I have the brain and the face and the body. Not a sidekick. And Jassy says, from the neck up, yes. Jassy was unbothered though. She says that it was actually a joke. And what she actually said to Mia at the airport was that Mia was going to have a better trip this time because she was going to have a better sidekick, referring to herself. But I do agree with what Gizelle said. Who's fighting to be a sidekick? Like, be your own damn sidekick. But then they kind of talk it out. It really wasn't that serious. Mia says that they will be having a party later that night. Eventually, Karen brings up that she's not feeling Jacqueline. She doesn't feel like Jacqueline has been a friend to her. Karen says to Jacqueline, when you called me, you were seeking my advice. I was not drunk. I see you. And Gizelle says, listen, Karen, I heard when Jacqueline made the comment. I don't think she was being malicious or mean. Karen basically says to Gizelle, like, stay out of it. And then she says to Jacqueline, you were lying. You're a liar, and this is why I don't F with you. And Jacqueline says, fine, Karen, don't F with me. You are deflecting on a lot of things, but don't call me a liar. And Karen says, I will call you a liar all day long. I try to help you. What the F have I done for you to lie on me? You're a flipper, and I don't F with flippers. So then Jacqueline starts crying. And Karen says, you can cry till the cows come home. I don't give an F. Which I thought that was kind of funny. But I was like, why are you crying, Jacqueline? I thought just a second ago you were talking about being the full course and all this stuff. And Gizelle did tell Karen, come on, Karen, like, that's kind of mean. My thing is, I don't feel bad for Jacqueline, not because I think she was lying, but because if you're going to go at it with the Grand Dame, regardless of her illegal behavior, you have to be firm and strong. Like, you gotta come at it, like, it's gotta be a home run. You get what I'm saying? Also, you guys, this was the funniest thing. Remember I told y'all Stacey came late? When she found out that she was sharing a room with Kriana and that they had some bunk beds, she was thrilled. She was not upset at all. She was so happy. She was like, I've always wanted to have bunk beds. So that was funny because she was not upset as they thought she would probably be. So then they all go to their rooms and they're getting ready because they're going to head out pretty soon. So after a while, Stacey and Karen are the first ones out there, and Stacey confides in Karen that she's really struggling with this mediation of her divorce coming to an end, because this means she's going to need to tell her daughter about the divorce, because remember, her daughter doesn't know. She will know once everything has been finalized. So that's really going to be hard for her to do. It's kind of sad. I hope it goes well. Karen says that she says to Stacey, listen, I need to be honest with you. I've gotten some feedback from the girls regarding you, and they think that you're boring. I was like, oh my gosh, Karen, why'd you have to say it like that? Stacey says, what? Like, I'm joyful, but just because I'm joyful, like, I like to unite. I don't like to divide. And I agree with Stacey. Just because you are happy doesn't mean you're boring, but I guess Karen told her so that she could maybe open herself up and allow them to get to know her a little more, I guess. So then they all go on a little boat. The newbies all sat on one side of the boat, the three of them, and Stacey's asking Kriana if she gets along with everyone. And Kriana says that she doesn't really like Ashley because the whole GNA event. Then she says that she's still going to press charges. I rolled my eyes on that because I was like, Kriana, you got into a fight. It was mutual. I'm sure they're going to dismiss that if they haven't already. On the other side, it was everybody else. And Mia is talking about Gordon. She says that Gordon is... sometimes he's okay with, like, being around Ink. Like, for example, in New Year's Eve, it was Mia, Gordon, the kids, and Ink, all of them, and Gordon was okay with that. Sometimes he isn't. She's still married to him, so I don't know. It's a lot to take in. She says that Gordon is on medication. He can still have episodes, though, so he needs to continue with the therapy and doing all that, because some of his manic episodes can be things like recklessly spending money, which he has done before, and she says that has really hurt them. So, oof, what a horrible situation. So, back to the other side. They were talking, and Stacey said that she's also still mad at Ashley because Ashley revealed that she had a boyfriend. Ashley overhears them, and she screams to that side and says, Stacey, I said you had a friend. I didn't try to put your business out there. Like, I didn't know this was a secret. So all the other newbies on that side come to the other side, so they're all together. And Stacey says that what actually made her mad was that because Ashley called him her friend, and because she truly loves TJ, it kind of felt like she was reducing him. But she does apologize to Ashley. I don't know. The whole thing with her being mad at Ashley is still confusing to me because, like I said last week, she's talked about it on camera and she's been on camera with TJ. So y'all help me understand. I still don't get why Ashley saying she has a friend would trigger. I don't know. But like I said, she did apologize. I am glad though that Stacey brought up Ashley putting her shoes all up on her counter. That was so disgusting. Stacey also asks the group, I heard y'all call me boring. Which one of y'all did that? And Mia says that it was her. And she even's like, oh, like we actually all talked about it at the breakfast table and we all agreed that you're not interesting. I was like, that was so mean. They kind of said it as a joke, but I hope that didn't hurt Stacey's feelings. They arrived at the place that they're going to have dinner. It was at one of Mia's friend's house. And they had a little nice setup, little thing for the dinner. Once they were at the dinner table, they sat down. Gizelle takes the opportunity to tell Karen that she feels bad that Karen invited all the women to her event the same day Gizelle had her event. Gizelle, again, brings this up because Wendy asked her to do it tonight. But Gizelle says to Karen that it hurts her because she feels like she has been trying to be a good friend to Karen, but she's not getting it in return from her. And Karen says, well, I also needed my friends to be there with me that day. And I made sure to take every measure so that they could go from my event to yours. She says that she didn't know when her event would be and that she wanted to be at Giselle's event, but she does apologize. And Gizelle says that they just need to work on their communication because she truly does want to not fight with Karen anymore. And they agreed on it. And Gizelle then exits because, remember, she had to leave for the thing with her daughters. Really surprised with Gizelle because, think about it, you guys. Just in 4 episodes, she has apologized with Wendy. They're on good terms now. She apologized to all of the women for kicking them out, which is not on, her typical behavior. And with this little back and forth with Karen, it really even wasn't a back and forth. She quickly accepted the apology and then thought of a way of resolution. So, listen, Gizelle, I know some people might think that it's for the I don't know what it is, but that's really nice of her. It does show some growth. But anyway, she leaves, and then more of Mia's friends come over. Mia then asks her friends to share funny stories about her, and they start saying things like, Ink would suck her to... Oh, too much. But it also looked like some of the times when the friends were trying to say things, Jacqueline would, try to one-up them. But wait, this episode ends with something crazy. So one of Mia's friends who's there, her name is Joy. Joy knows Karen, and Karen knows Joy. One night, Mia, Joy, and Karen were hanging out. Mia, now, at the dinner table, is telling Karen that the night when the 3 of them hung out, Karen accidentally butt-dialed them and said, those girls think that I'm with Ray, but I'm not. Ooh. And that was the end of the episode. Oh my gosh. So I'm looking forward to next week to see how this trip will continue. Again, good episode. Jacqueline and Karen going at it. Gizelle and Karen making up. It was a good episode. So y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions about the overall episode and the stuff that happened in there. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.